Yeah, I think we're all in. Okay. Okay, great. Hi, everyone, and welcome once again to another webinar of LALIGA Extratime series, a concept which was created by LALIGA with different partners around the world for the B2B industry, and which we hope you have been enjoying. We're gearing up to kick off our final webinar, which holds particular significance as we delve into the topic of institutional collaboration between leagues and clubs. This is a subject that has been steadily gaining traction, particularly in recent years, as both leagues and clubs have recognized its potential benefits. Today, we have an exceptional lineup of panelists who have been integral to the development of this topic. For you guys who don't know me, my name is Gary Dwani. I am the manager for La Liga in Europe. And today I would like to introduce you to our exceptional lineup of panelists we have. So on one side, we have Maksims Krivuņecs, president of Tonybet Virslīga. Hi, Maksims. How are you doing?
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me.
Nice to have you too. We have Miks Vilkaplāters and Ģirts Mihelsons, both board members from FS Metta. Hi, both. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Hi, Miks, Good morning. And on the other side, representing La Liga, we have José Carlos Laollosa, International Strategic Support for La Liga clubs at La Liga. Hi, José Carlos. Thanks for being here with us too.
Good morning, colleagues. Thank you for having me, and a pleasure to be here today.
Welcome, and looking forward to having a very engaging and beneficial discussion for all of us tuning in today. For everyone attending, I just want to give a quick reminder, if you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free or leave the questions you have in the chat box. And if we have some time at the end of the webinar, I will try to ask them to the panelists. Having said this, I would like to quickly enter into the first topic of today's session, where we will discuss the importance, generally speaking, about the importance of alliances between leagues and clubs. Just to give a quick introduction regarding La Liga's strategy on this type of alliances, we in La Liga, we deeply understand the significance of forming alliances with other leagues. We firmly believe that there's much to glean from experiences of leagues and also of institutions worldwide. As part of our international expansion strategy, we are committed to fostering strong partnerships with different leagues to solidify our position as one of the recognized leagues in the country, trailing only behind the local league. This is something we always say, a strong statement. If the local league is strong in the local market in that country, La Liga will also be strong. As per today, in La Liga, we have 39 current agreements in 31 different countries, agreements with men's and women's football leagues, federations, confederations, and other sports leagues. So having said this, I would like to jump into some questions for our panelists for today. José Carlos, what do you think, generally speaking, do you think this type of alliances with foreign leagues, between La Liga and foreign leagues, is important? What do you think about that?
It's really, really important for us. I think it's a basic step. When we are working internationally, leagues and clubs are the main stakeholder in football for us. It's really important to also to show to the market that we are not there to teach or to conquer anything, but to help, also to learn. On our side, it was a basic step to start working with leagues, clubs, to try to show what we are doing, to learn the needs, the priorities, the concern about our counterparts in other countries. Because, you know, football is everywhere, but everywhere is different, because maybe you have some problems, we have another ones. We want to understand better our customers or the people that are living there. So it's a really basic step. It's really important to find the right people on the other side. We were really lucky in Latvia because an example is today. So on our side, to collaborate with other leagues and clubs, it's mandatory. It's a basic, really important step.
Yeah, thanks for the insights. I would like to mention also, or just highlight, what we were mentioning of the importance and the benefits we both leagues know that when we create some alliance with some leagues or institutions or clubs, it's very beneficial for both, and it's a win-win, right? And I think it's gaining a lot of interest, or a lot of interest during these last years. Maxims, from your side, what do you think? Do you think it is important to create alliances with different leagues, not talking about LALIGA that we will join afterwards? No, we will talk about this afterwards. But generally speaking, do you think it's important to have these types of collaborations?
Yes, definitely. There's no other answer, because as Jose Carlos mentioned, there is you can learn a lot both from the big leagues, from our football organization, and even and also from the smaller ones. As for example, Virslīga, we operate with very limited financial and human resources, so we try to be as efficient as possible. And sometimes our operations, how we streamline these operations, are very interesting to see from the bigger leagues. And we saw like making workshops and seminars both together and with LALIGA, and also big other leagues and medium. So we see that this is a very important, and we have actually several areas where we can work together in the leagues. It's also partly business, how we can grow organizationally, how we can get more resources to develop football. The other part could be technological, as we live also in a very fast-moving and changing environment where the technology also influences a lot what we are doing. Of course, sports, best practices in sports to start collaboration between not only organization but our main entities, clubs and academies. Also community projects, the cultural difference and what we're actually doing, and maybe we'll touch this point a little bit later during this webinar. Also some community projects, and also political, right? Because we also live in an environment where politics influence what we do. For example, piracy, anti-piracy laws that we are also trying to protect the product and protect intellectual property of football, of the leagues, where we cooperate, for example, with LALIGA, and this is also important. So many spheres where we can cooperate and exchange. So I would say it's very important.
Thanks, Maxim. That's a very interesting point. That areas, to detect which areas each league or each institution can benefit from the other one, and it's finally or basically a win-win, right? Miks, from your point of view, jumping from a league to a club perspective, do you think it's important for a club as Metta having these type of alliances with other clubs?
About this, hello everybody.
Hi,
I managed to be here with you together. I will answer this question because we are involved in such a corporations and collaborations already for years, starting from 2008, 2009. Between different kind of countries, and of course this partnership with LALIGA and in our case Osasuna was already with the experience from our side. And like you mentioned before, that we are like in different areas, in different financial scenarios about the leagues and also the options, but in the same time there is always possibilities to learn from each other, and the cases are those that, for example, you as a Spanish strong environment, you have already witnessed and experienced a lot of things where we will get maybe, I don't know, in 5, 10, 15 years. But in the same time, you have forgotten a lot of things where the heart is. Yes, it's sometimes, we chase a lot of things what we think it's super important nowadays, and forgot a lot of things how it's all started. And we are like here as a small club who starts the thing from zero, maybe from where you was, I don't know, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But in the same time, to continue in quality, to continue to raise the bar, it's always good to remember from where you started. And these kind of things came out also from other partnerships where we made the partnership relationships with the Swedish clubs, with English clubs, with Italian clubs, and this partnership with Osasuna also was the same. They learned and witnessed that we are not far behind in organizational skill. Yes, of course, we have maybe other options or maybe not so much options, but in the same time, with small financial resources, with small options around here, but in the same time, the action standard is on the same level. And sometimes what it costs by you, maybe a lot of money, we can do it for no money. Yes, and these are the reminders which is also developing each other structures. And I would say that these kind of partnerships are very, very important for us not make the same amount of mistakes. Of course, mistakes, they always teach us, but where we can see that something works or not. But in the same time, for you guys, it also can be a good educational process and a remind for those young persons who come only in your system right now. They have not been there when it all started. Yes, and they have the option to see how it began. Yeah, because the beginning more or less is the same. Yes, no matter what country or no matter what kind of financial resource you are now dealing. That's
Right.
the most important thing, because you maybe who are, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 years old already for 50 years in Spanish football system, you are tired to explain how we started. And now coming to Latvia, the young generation can see how it started. Yes.
That's important part, right, of these type of alliances or collaborations, which is exchanging experiences, knowledge, know-how, which can be beneficial from one side to another, right? So that is, I think, the most important part of what we're talking about today. Jumping very quickly into the second block, which is more focused on or transitioning to the next segment of this webinar, I would like to delve deeper into the partnership between LALIGA and Virslīga. We still recall the origins of this collaboration when a delegation from Virslīga visited Madrid in January 2022, already 2.5 years ago, to engage in knowledge exchange with LALIGA. And I remember Maksims also coming to visit us during this month, right, with the delegation. During this visit, we organized a series of workshops covering various aspects, and in that moment, it quickly became evident that there was numerous opportunities for collaborations between both leagues that could benefit us. So, having said this, in February-March 2022, we formalized our collaboration between LALIGA and Virslīga by signing a memorandum of understanding, an MOU, with the aim of collaborating across different verticals. So, question for you, Maksims: what were the reasons? We talked about in a general way, I asked you before, why do you think this is important? But now, specific to this agreement between LALIGA and Virslīga, what were the reasons behind signing an alliance with LALIGA? Do you think it was an important step for Virslīga in this case?
Yeah, I will make a one step back, and I want just to share my experience personal, because I believe that this cooperation is a unique one. And when I met for the first time at the World League, at the World Football Summit Jose Carlos, we spoke about football. He is a representative of La Liga. I is a representative of Virslīga, and we had this conversation how maybe we can, find a collaboration, which I was surprised. Honestly, I'm already 7 years managing Virslīga, and I have never seen that the top 5, and he is one of the biggest entities in football in the world, come to us and are saying, listen, let's make a collaboration. So the first thing, how it's possible, where's these points, where's to find out? And I said to Jose, maybe let's try first thing, education and experience. This is maybe the first thing that came to my mind. Maybe we can organize a workshop that my colleague and I, we can come to La Liga and see your operations and to study more, because La Liga is a worldwide center of knowledge, experience, technology, contacts, everything. So, and for me, I thought, let's try that. And usually I had couple of these trips, business trips to other leagues, and usually these kind of trips are very formal, right? When you come, the host makes a formal presentation about league, about structure, about strategy, about maybe even some realized projects, but it's very, very formal. And honestly, I was expecting, and my team were expecting, we still prepared the questions, we still prepared the areas, but when we came to Madrid and we spent 10 days with La Liga, visiting different departments, visiting the game, seeing all the production, seeing all operations and procedures from the inside, and the most important, attitude from La Liga, it changed my perspective about this Liga and about this management. And I was very surprised. So it's very important to say that several probably leagues have these programs in cooperation. Not any of them have such a structure and such a philosophy as La Liga. You need to understand that as well. So that La Liga made everything possible for us to bring us real knowledge. And it's not only helped in terms of knowledge and experience, but also in terms of motivation. So when there are both teams are connecting, that we have the will to understand, you have the will to share. We both connected, and then of course my team, came back to Latvia they were like a volcano of ideas. We saw this, we can do this. So this is very also important part. Sometimes not even take the knowledge, but some motivation. And for me, I remember my personal experiences are we can do a lot. We can do a lot. And when we started figuring out the position of La Liga, for example, in Latvia, we understood that La Liga, in terms of viewership and popularity in Latvia, is the 5th one in terms of viewership. Virslīga is the 6th one. So even the local domestic league is in terms of viewership is lower than big international brands. So we discovered this, and we thought how we can create a synergy and to move together to, let's say, to the better position in the top 3, right? Because obviously it's historically and culturally, because we had several players, national team players in the Premier League in early 2000s, and then the Premier League is the #1 position. So we try how we can move together to challenge the status, and we are doing it, right? So we provided multiple options for our fans. We engaged in a brand activation of La Liga and Virslīga together, and I think that this is a very, very important thing, that the big league found out how to activate and the brand promotion in a smaller regions, not coming we are the most technological league and just watch us and just enjoy football. No, but finding this particular regional and cultural different things, and being flexible. This is the most important in this collaboration. That's what I like about it. So La Liga is doing a great thing, actually expanding its brand, but working locally with football stakeholders.
Yeah, great. You're talking about the benefits, that La Liga was providing Virslīga with this alliance. and also discussing or mentioning very briefly, what Virslīga also could give La Liga. And in this case, I wanted to ask Jose Carlos also, as he was, as you mentioned before, the story, he was the person who started this with you, who discussed these possibilities, and thanks to Jose Carlos and you, of course, this became a reality. So Jose Carlos, from your point of view, what do you think about this? What were the benefits you think was the benefits La Liga could get having this agreement with Virslīga?
Well, first of all, I was a little bit afraid because Maxim said that the visit when you go to other leagues are really formal. I was afraid he was to say that we were not formal. I'm kidding. We try to be really, really close and open to the people visiting us, because this is the most important. Also, as Ģirts said, we need to understand that football is not the big 5 leagues. Football is a huge ecosystem with many realities and many leagues with less resources, with different problems. We were really lucky because we want to work internationally. We are in the market trying to get more popularity, to get more influence, to convince people that we are the best foreign league that they can watch. With Virslīga, of course, we have a opportunity window to understand the market, not only Latvia, but the Baltics, also the eastern part of Europe. Really lucky because they help us also to work with the clubs, to learn, because as Maxim said, the resources are limited. They produce their games. They have a huge amount of games. Even they have to be in the middle of the country between one city and another to see which club is going to be the champion, and run with the trophy. So to me, that's really, really interesting. The benefits are, we can say many, many things, but at the end is to earn a friend in the football ecosystem in Europe. We are colleagues, but also we are friends, sharing, problems, opportunities. For us, I think that the most important thing is we have an ally that when Maksims or Ģirts or Miks speaks about the Liga, they are working with us. They are the best, let's say, seller of our competition. We can understand better the market. At the end, when we want to do something, when we want to grow, the best thing is to have a really good friend in the market, because the risk of making a mistake is going to be, not that high. So to me, these are the more important points on this collaboration.
Great insights, Jose Carlos. Thanks a lot. I just want to remind everyone connected that if you have any questions, please feel free to add them on the chat box you have on the right on the Zoom call. And if we have time at the end of the session, I will try to ask them to the panelists. So please feel free to ask. Jumping into the third block, which is more focused on, we spoke about the collaboration between Virslīga and LALIGA, and now we'll talk more about the different projects, and activations. As we always say in La Liga, a collaboration only works when it is effectively executed and there is consistency behind. Between La Liga and Virslīga, there have been many joint projects and activations that we have executed during the last years, such as we were talking about the workshops we organized in Madrid, workshops also with match directors to show how La Liga organizes the competition and different games around La Liga, a Virslīga forum, as I remember also in May that year, that was organized by Virslīga, and they invited us to Latvia, in which La Liga had also an important participation there, and also other projects such as projects focused on providing experiences to the fantasy winners of Virslīga at a La Liga game. So Maksims, jumping again to you, can you give us more information on these different projects we have executed together? And if you think La Liga's involvement in these projects has been key to the success of these types of activations?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Gary. Here the main idea between a collaboration of collaboration between La Liga and Virslīga is not only to grow together and to exchange the best practices and the knowledge, but also to build an institutional ground for the club's collaboration. But maybe like Miks and Ģirts will share their experience more about the collaboration between Osasuna and Metta. We see that RFS are now also creating a partnership with Leganés, exchanging on more on the sports area. But as for the leagues, first of all, knowledge is the most important thing that we can take. And La Liga, as I told you, is a center of this knowledge. So all doors are open for us. Now, this is the thing, how much we are willing to take, how much we are willing to ask and to collaborate. We had several workshops, right, when the Virslīga team went to La Liga. We also plan to make another trip to Spain to learn things the next month as well. So to come to the club, to see the club's operations, to see stadium operations. Of course, the scalability is different. Even the stadiums, right? In La Liga, there are multi-thousand stadiums. In Virslīga, there are, let's say, from 1,000 to 5,000. But to find the small details, how we can improve operations, to improve our product in terms of the broadcasting or for the fans' experience at the stadium, there are multiple things that you can take from the big and from the small. We created also a first sports conference in Riga, actually football, that would be correctly to say, football conference, Virslīga Forum, where we are not only trying to exchange between us, but we try to change the industry in Latvia, the sports. So there are, as I remember, 12 executives from La Liga and La Liga clubs came to Riga to share the best practices in football, in men football, in women football, in technology, in strategy development. So we invited the representative of different sports federation from the ministry. So this is, I guess, the most important thing to learn. And of course, exchanging the context, exchanging the partnerships. So we had several problems with the partners that we couldn't reach, because we are very protective on how Virslīga is looking in the digital world, right? We're trying to track all the correct information, the logos, names of the teams, because as a small league, sometimes like some platforms using like old or not update the information about the club, about the players. So we're trying to track it. So we couldn't reach a couple of companies. So we reached to La Liga asking, could you please help to connect us with these companies, because we cannot reach, they don't hear us. So, and here's La Liga is also very helpful. And this is how it seems small details, but it's very important, in especially in the digital world, to create a unique product that is recognizable, because there are 55 leagues only in Europe. Okay, 54. There is no in Liechtenstein, 54 leagues in Europe. So it's very important how you position yourself, how you look, because by the end of the day, this is the product. This is the things we are doing on a daily basis. So we had also partnerships between the clubs, as I mentioned. So we try to promote our clubs. Please create these partnerships, exchange the best practices. So organize the games, even what Metta did together with Osasuna as well. When the kids coming to Pamplona to play the games and exchange best practices, coaches exchanging also best practices. Then Osasuna teams, the youth teams came to Riga. So this is the things, as I said, how much you want to take from these partnerships, it depends on you. We're trying to take as much as possible. And yesterday we had a session here in Riga where the La Liga president, Javier Tebas, came to Riga to have a common platform to not talk only about the Spanish football and Latvian football, but to speak about the European football, how we can protect the system, how we can improve it. So this is a very, very big scope of the partnership between the leagues.
Yeah. Interesting what you were mentioning, Maksims, and also the involvement of slowly involve our club, that we will also jump into this now. Jose Carlos, before jumping into the topic regarding involvement of our clubs and how clubs can create these type of alliances, or recommendation in this sense, How do you think Virslīga's involvement in projects for La Liga has helped La Liga's brand grow in local markets in the Baltics region?
With its help, you know, we went to Riga in 2022, this Virslīga forum, with all the actions we are doing with the fantasy winner coming to Spain, collaborations in the media, exchange between clubs, you know, popularity is growing. We see the numbers. Our popularity is growing. Of course, this is a really competitive ecosystem, many leagues, many games, many, but they are really helpful, helping us to grow, you know, with in the Baltics. We want to be, you know, we have a global product. I think someone is with the mic open.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a global product, but we have a local approach. We want to be closer to our fans. So this is the best way Virslīga is helping us, you know, to get closer to our fans, to understand better the ecosystem in Latvia, and also to grow. We have to grow. We think sometimes we did everything. Okay, we are done, but it's not that. We have to, you know, keep going, and Virslīga is always really helpful. Always, you know, helping us to grow. We did many things. We are going to do many things more. So yes, this is the best way.
And
That's
thank you.
true.
Sorry, Gary, to interrupt, but I forgot this to mention about the fantasy winner, which our fans absolutely love it. So the winners of the score prediction game in Virslīga and the fantasy winner have a unique experience coming to Spanish La Liga game and going through also a unique experience from. Actually, there is no such a ticket you can buy to be in the players' tunnel to see the experience, how everything is happening from the inside. It is an amazing experience. And that's why what we receive, this is how we drive the engagement. That's how we activate La Liga brand also here in Latvia.
Yes.
Because they share the stories in the Instagram and Facebook, you know, smiling.
Yeah, I think this is a very clear example of a win-win situation between both leagues, right? How Virslīga is taking advantage also of this collaboration to give or provide fans these type of experiences in Europe, no, in a match from La Liga, no, which is a clear example for all the people attending, no, small projects we create together that can be a win-win for both leagues, no, and for us also, as Jose Carlos was mentioning, amplifying our brand in the Baltics region, also thanks to the involvement of Virslīga and these type of projects, is also quite important.
Also, Gary, if I can, when we speak about engagement, you know, there are many articles, words about engagement. This is the best example. You're able to provide people experience in a game for something that, as Maxim said, maybe they can't buy it, and it makes a connection like really, really strong. And also for us, it's really important that we are trying to do this experience in other stadiums, not in the Bernabeu or Camp Nou, that they are the most famous, but you go to Pamplona, to Osasuna, that they have a world-class stadium, amazing one, and, you know, one person or two persons have the possibility to watch a game, fantastic quality in a stadium that it's high class. It makes a difference. So this is a real engagement activation.
Yes,
so
yes.
This is the main purpose.
Perfect. Thanks, Jose Carlos, also for adding on. Talking or jumping into the involvement of our clubs, I would like to also talk more about, right, the involvement of clubs too. It is very important for clubs also to get involved in these types of activities, as they can, as from our point of view, we think that they can really also benefit from them collaboration between foreign clubs with focus on either the sporting side or the brand commercial side. So thanks to this agreement between both leagues, between La Liga and Virslīga, and after understanding the importance of these type of alliances, we started to encourage our clubs to get on board. From our side, clubs, Spanish clubs, and of course Virslīga, from Virslīga side, no, trying to involve clubs such as Metta. Ģirts, Miks, question for you guys. We are aware, no, as you mentioned at the beginning, you executed some activations with Osasuna. Can you explain more or less this collaboration and what has been executed along with the benefits of this collaboration?
Yes. So first of all, I will speak a little bit generally, and then Miks maybe will explain some details, how it was in reality and other things, because Miks was involved everywhere. No, me too, but in the same time he was more in organization. I would say, like, I think for both sides, for the clubs, it was a super experience and valuable experience. And like for our club and kids and players, it's LALIGA more or less like something far away, something big. And sometimes they don't believe that they can reach that level. But in the same time, 3-hour flight and you are there, yes, in the center of big football. And I always see for years how the eyes change of players, that they understand that it's a goal what they can reach. But in the same time, they need to understand that they need to give a lot to be in this football center. And other thing is, of course, that everybody is doing more or less the same thing. Football is not super different in Spain and super different in Latvia. And also for the players of Osasuna and Latvia, for both sides, it was very important that they understand that as in Spain, as in Latvia, we are doing trainings, we are playing games, and to understand the competition with who they are dealing. It's not just in their region, but also in Latvia, they train, they do a lot of sacrifice to reach the same goal. Because you like can explain to youth players that, hey, listen, there are a lot of players who are competing for the same professional goals, but then they don't really realize that how much kids and youngsters play football. Yes, and when they come to Latvia, to country where they have never been, they mostly like do not know that we exist. Yes, Latvians more understand that exists some Spain and Osasuna club, but for Spanish kids and youngsters, like they even don't know where we are and what we are doing. And the cultural differences, it was the most thing what they I think saw, and in the same time they also saw that hey, as we in Latvia and as we in Spain, we do the same things, yes, and we are here doing the same thing, and at the same time we can share also the knowledge and understanding of the game. And these are the things, that those things who will always be very important forever, because the generations change, the kids come with no knowledge, no experience, and these kind of partnerships, it's important that we know about each other, that we share our knowledge and give a good understanding for the youth generation, as in Latvia, as in Spain. And I think that this experience was super valuable. And I always say that to clubs in all world, do this and do it more, because without this education, also other things will not grow. And I would say that the most important thing is that these kind of partnerships show that it's possible. Yes, because sometimes clubs in Latvia, they like maybe too shy to understand that it's possible, that they are like interesting as a small club, also for the big leagues and big clubs. And in the same time, also the big clubs coming to Latvia and understand that, listen, there are some unique things that we can implement also in our system. And I was a little bit surprised personally that Spanish Osasuna has not so much abroad tournaments or abroad visits, because like they don't need it, because the competition is close to their to their city, and they can play with very strong teams around them. But in the same time, coming here, they the coaches and the club leaders understood that a lot of educational skills they miss for their kids, yes, culturally, to understand, to adapt in a different environment, because it's also their football path can bring to another countries, and they need this kind of adaptation to experience how to adapt to a different cultural things, to different languages, to different cities and different weather. Of course, when they visited us, it was a lucky day for them. It was very hot. Even they said that it's a little bit different hot than they have. But from organizational point of view, I think some short comment from Miks. What we did, yes, together.
Yes, I would like to add some things. First of all, even to mention about the importance of the of this collaboration started after Virslīga Forum, and it was not just to understand. It was not just like 2 meetings, one in Spain, one in Latvia, and that's it. But I think the most important moment was when we met after Virslīga Forum, when Osasuna wanted to meet one academy in Latvia. And when our sports director showed also the values, also we showed the training sessions, also what we are organizing here and what is the planning systems. It was crucial point when there was, I would say, some spark. It was some spark that grow into already contacting about the possible meeting, possible international games. And even after Virslīga Forum, we are also we were in European leagues one meeting, and I met Fran Canal, and he was very open to make this thing happen earlier. So we organized the first activity in Pamplona in October 2022. It was 2 international games for under 13 and under 14 boys, under 15 boys, and also for our boys, it was good that they saw like the culture of football, because of course here we are growing that, and it's not like that everyone is crazy about football. But then this is the goal for them, maybe in long term. So they saw what is football in football countries. So the game Osasuna against Real Valladolid, against Real Valladolid, it was 2-0, Osasuna won. So also this experience in the stadium and these things also like a motivational part for our guys to see where football can grow in their careers and how big football is. And after that, also the methodology part, that we met with the methodology specialists in club. So our coaches also had one seminar to understand things, how it's going, what is the principles. So then we organized our second activity in Latvia. It was last summer, and also we did the same. There were 2 international games. Also we organized one meeting for our club and also for Latvian clubs from Osasuna that they little bit explain more about the club, about the football philosophy, what they are doing, also about this international activity that they are doing. And of course, we try to get the same experience that we got in Pamplona here for the Osasuna guys. So it was the same. They visited also Latvia and Turkey qualifiers games. So it was also important to see how the football, at least in these games when national team is playing, is supported, and what's the atmosphere. And also I think that the boys also enjoyed that, and also to share this experience, like Ģirts mentioned, that they are not going so much abroad to feel how it is to live in I don't know, in student campus, to go to the training facilities, to play, to that, to feel how it is organized, I would say, in northern countries. So basically, yes, the good part was that we tried to give each other the same experience, but in different country, in different culture. So I think that everyone gained from that, and also the possible projects that we can develop in future, we still are in contact. So it's a great pleasure to do so.
Very interesting insights, both Ģirts and Miks. Thanks a lot for your answers. Jose Carlos, very quick question for you. You're responsible for the international strategic support for La Liga clubs. Do you recommend clubs these types of associations at La Liga? Do you recommend other clubs to do these types of agreements as Osasuna has with Metta?
Of course, and in the same way that Miks and Ģirts are explaining, we consider these cooperations are really good opportunity for the clubs. I also saw a question from a person that we are having many clubs working on this way in different markets. We try to help the clubs to grow internationally. So the first step is to identify which academies or clubs are willing to work with the international club. It doesn't matter if it's sports area, corporate, or the purpose. We push, or we try to show our clubs that they have to collaborate, they have to go out, they have to do things, they have to learn, show. It's the best way to grow, also to get out of the comfort zone. And also to realize that we are not alone in the world, that football is everywhere, and we have a lot of to show, but also a lot of to learn.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maxim, from your point of view, similar to what I asked to Jose Carlos, do you think more clubs from Virslīga will also get involved in these types of alliances abroad? And if you can mention maybe some markets you think might be interesting for some clubs in Virslīga.
Yes, definitely. And as I mentioned, it's the job of Virslīga to create this institutional collaborations between the leagues so that our clubs can have an access to, to contacts of the club, so they can, come and have a common meeting and discussions with the clubs. Currently, we see that we have a very good cooperation between La Liga and Virslīga. We have already 2 collaborations, and we expect more. Because the more we tell about Virslīga to Spanish clubs and vice versa, and mainly we believe that this is possible in the youth, in the youth systems, because the first teams, the level is completely, of course, different, and we realize that. But still, even like RFS program of talent development, right? Leganés is very interested in this program, so to see how our local clubs can develop these players, and we see like they have a player now coming from Spain, and I hope that this cooperation will work out. If we see other areas, I would say, of course, we would love to be integrated in this Scandinavian region, just geographically, because it's more convenient and easier logistics, and of course mentality, right? So this is an important part. They understand our reality in terms of the infrastructure as well. So climate infrastructure, there is a very important limit for our clubs. But still, as I said, it's working well, and I'm really happy to see how Osasuna and Metta is working together, and I hope they will strengthen this, because by the end of the day, it doesn't matter the amount, right? It's about the quality. So what the clubs will get out of it. So, but I would say like this, we're happy with what we have with La Liga, and we're also trying also to reach Scandinavian.
And I think we'll slowly reach with more clubs getting involved in how we're doing in La Liga and also in Virslīga, and hopefully in Spain, as you were mentioning, Leganés is an example. Two, just to quickly enter the last block, which is more focused on future and next steps. As Maksims mentioned at the beginning, right? We had our president also traveling to Riga yesterday for also discussing more in depth and renew the MOU we currently have with Virslīga. And also, it's good news that we're moving ahead and helping each other. So, Maxim, quick question for you: what are you looking forward to this renewal? What do you think what is the new focus you think we're gonna have between our collaboration?
Yeah, I'm happy to announce that, and
Yes.
that we have prolonged our cooperation. So now I would say our main focus will be, first of all, to increase our collaboration between the clubs. This is a very important. But as for the league, so we are very slowly but coming to the end, creating a digital ecosystem of Virslīga, where the fans can experience all the materials from Virslīga, to play fantasy, to watch the games, to buy the tickets, so in any single platform. But it takes a big amount of data and big experience to create perfect and unique customer journeys, right? So the fans would have the best experience while engaging with Virslīga. This is what we can learn from La Liga, because you have 42 clubs. You have so many regions and markets that you operate. So this is the knowledge how to develop these customer journeys, where to lead and how to bring the best, actually best content and the most interesting content for the right person through the right channel. And this is what we're gonna learn more and more from our bigger partner.
Great. Thanks a lot, Maksims. Ģirts, Miks, quick question just to wrap up too. What recommendations do you have? I think Ģirts was mentioning at the beginning some recommendations, for clubs. Do you recommend clubs also getting on board on these type of alliances? What do you recommend, guys, if you have to tell something to another Virslīga club, right, to do these types of alliances? Do you have any recommendations you can let them know?
To make a successful partnership, you need also to prepare. You need at first analyze what you have, where you are, what you are missing, and what really you want to know, and where you want to progress. Because without this kind of analysis, there will be no questions. Yes, and I think it's for both sides, not only from Latvian club point of view, but also from Spanish side. You need to think what are you searching for, and where you want to understand some things. Like I mentioned before, that for example, educating the young generation of professionals who are just coming in to the clubs, because they are coming in the environment which is already established, and they need to understand how it was built, also to continue it. Because without this kind of background knowledge, it will be very, very difficult, and sometimes the young generation that just thinks that everything is happening from its own. Yes, but it is not like that. You need to make this seed, nurture it, and grow it. Yes, and this kind of things is very important, that you have in the club persons who make this kind of analysis. Also, it can be that you just invite each other at the beginning to give some kind of observation from other point of view, how each other you see your clubs and your everyday work. It's always brings something from this kind of partnerships. And but most important, like I said, you need to think about yourself, what really you want to know, and where you want to progress. Then you will have questions, because we all are also involved in a lot of projects. Also Spanish clubs, the everyday work is very intensive, and put in our club actions some other projects. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. That's why you need to be very organized, very specific in all these things, what you want to know and where you want to progress. And then it's possible. When you just make a partnership, like in general, I think it will be difficult to motivate also each club's employees, staff, and the board to be involved. Yes, because it's not easy, for example, to organize 56 person arriving from Osasuna in Latvia, and also that's not easy for Osasuna either. Yes, you need to take care. You need to always guide them, because they don't know anything where they are. For example, we get lost our luggage, because tomorrow morning is game. We lost 20 luggages. Of course, we are always doing like that never put the football boots and kit, the game kit, in a big luggage. Yes, but one guy did that. and of course Osasuna staff was very helpful. They drove to airport in the night, 2 o'clock. It's a 2-3 hour drive, yes, to airport, and they bring all the luggages, and that we were happy in the same day. But it was a little bit stressed, because the luggage was in Germany. We were all in Pamplona. We didn't have such things here. Some issues. Maybe
Yeah.
some.
That's a good recommendation, Ģirts, to not put the boots and take it in the hand.
It's a law. It's a law for all.
Hello, yeah. Okay, thanks a lot, Ģirts, for your insights. Guys, it's time to wrap up. We've already passed time. So I'd just like to quickly take a moment to express our genuine gratitude to our esteemed participants, Maksims, Ģirts, Miks, and Jose Carlos. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights and expertise throughout the session. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And to all our dedicated attendees also who have joined us, not only for today's session, but throughout the Extratime webinar series. Thanks for your participation and support. This has made this journey a remarkable one. So thanks for being a vital part of this webinar series. And we also look forward to continuing this journey and learning, sharing experiences amongst the sports industry. So this is also very important. Thank you once again, and see you soon. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.